In a win against the Sharks. Also impressive, this man, Calgary's own Hunter Shinkaruk, tonight will play at the Saddledome for the first time wearing an NHL jersey. Canucks and Flames next on Sportsnet 360. Live from Calgary, Canucks and Flames getting set to renew their Pacific Division rivalry. First of what will be back-to-back games between these two teams, as the Flames and Canucks will play tomorrow night at Rogers Arena as well. Hello and welcome to the Saddledome. My name is Dan Murphy. Well, Flames fans here in Calgary, pretty excited about this team's future, and why not? We all saw what Sean Monahan did as a teenager last year, but there is another youngster they're pretty bullish on, and that would be the fourth pick in the draft, Sam Bennett. Bennett, of course, famously now, couldn't do a pull-up at the Combine, but assures us he had 11 when he came in for testing, and make no mistake, he plays with an edge to his game, and it should be a lot of fun to see him make his preseason debut tonight as he's coming off a slight groin strain. Now, people are wondering if there is a roster spot for a young prospect forward on the Canucks to grab, and most people are putting their money on Bo Horvat. But we shouldn't forget about Hunter Shinkaruk. He was great last year at training camp. He was great at the Prospects Tournament in Penticton, and he looked solid again 2 nights ago in Vancouver. He's got that nose for the net. He scored a goal. But the most important thing, it doesn't look like he's lost any speed after undergoing hip surgery just about 8 months ago. He said he had to put on some size and some muscle, and he put on 16 pounds of muscle from last year's training camp till this year's training camp. And tonight he's got about 12 members of friends and family to watch him play in Calgary. All right, for more on this game, let's go to the men who will call it, John Shorthouse and John Garrett.
Murph, thanks. John, wrestling our lead in tonight. We're working in the Ed Whalen broadcast booth. It just seems fitting, doesn't it?
In the meantime and in between time, here we are with Ed Whalen.
Well, in the present, it's the Canucks and the Flames, and Vancouver obviously looking to bounce back from a year that Canuck fans haven't been used to lately. And for one player, just never got going. That's Alex Burrows, limited to 49 games because of a trio of injuries. He's trying to get through the preseason and be ready to go on opening night because he wants to have a big comeback here.
Well, expectations were so high for Alex Burrows, and then the very first game of the year, talk about just bad luck, blocking a shot on a 5-on-3, broken bone in his foot, and he misses the first 14 games of the year. And then you come back, coach all of a sudden expects you to do more after coming back from a broken foot, and then you get hit by your teammate when you're killing a penalty, and you break your jaw, and you're out even longer. And then you come back, haven't scored for the first 4 months of the year. End up with 5 goals total when you've been averaging between 25 and 30 in the previous 6 years. So Alex Burrows has something to prove, and you can bet he'll come in with a different attitude in this one. He was a little apprehensive and nervous last year with the new coach. This year, not so much.
Nothing to prove for Sean Monahan of the Flames, only that he can duplicate what he did last year. There was nothing boring about Sean Monahan's year, 22 goals as a rookie.
And I really think the Flames gave him a vote of confidence with the way they handled the Mike Camilleri thing. Monahan last year came in mature beyond his years, and this year came back 15 pounds heavier, and without Camilleri, you know that Monahan's going to get some of his ice time.
Sean Monahan, one of the few bright spots for a Flames team that finished second last in the Western Conference last year. And Calgary, with higher hopes this time around, finished the year fairly well, but they want to have a full year like that. These teams meeting 2 nights in a row. Tonight we're in Calgary, and the opening face-off from the Saddledome coming up next. Familiar face in a different place. Jonas Hiller, ex of the Ducks, a free agent signing July 1st, $9 million over 2 years. Good news for the Canucks. Ryan Stanton able to make the trip and play in this game. He was knocked out of the inter-squad game in Whistler and missed a couple of days of ice time, but he will start on defense in this one, and Sam Bennett on the ice to take the opening face-off for Calgary, which he promptly loses to Brad Richardson. puck through to Eddie Lack, and he'll bank it around for Stanton, who starts out for Vancouver. Canucks with a forward line of Richardson, Mathias, and Hunter Shinkaruk, who returns home to play in this game after a 1-goal, 1-assist performance against San Jose. The Flames, of course, coming off the overtime win in Sylvan Lake against Arizona. Puck dumped in on Lack, and he covers up for an early whistle.
Well, the game we did Tuesday, Willie Desjardins was in Stockton with the other half of the Canucks team. Here he comes back to the Prairies, and you talked about Hunter Shinkaruk and all the tickets he needs. Willie Desjardins had to get a whole bunch of tickets for this one.
Sends out a line of Nick Bonino between Alex Burrows and Zach Kassian. Flames captain Mark Giordano trying to hold the puck in. And now Sean Monahan passes back into his own zone. Monahan up front with Berchi and Devin Setaguchi, who signed a 1-year contract with Calgary after playing last year in Winnipeg. Setaguchi, a 2-goal effort against the Canucks last January 31st, including the winner in a 4-3 victory in Winnipeg. Here's Alex Burrows for Vancouver. Moving in with Bonino, who does well. Oh, it looked like he did well to stay on side, but it's blown down by linesman Trent Knorr.
Bob Hartley had a comment about facing the Canucks again and Willie Desjardins, and talking about how they would meet and they would battle on the ice, but not likely in the hallway, with a reference to the John Tortorella incident of last year.
That was a bizarre night of hockey at Rogers Arena.
It was.
One-time Greek Canuck Rafael Diaz on the ice for Calgary, number 36. He shot the puck into the Vancouver zone. Eddie Lack out to play it. He'll bank it to center himself, hoping to find Jannik Hansen. Hansen ran into Ryan Culkin, who stood him up at the blue line. Lance Boma trying to tie up the puck under the check of Bull Horvat right outside the Calgary blue line. And now the Flames come up with the puck, and Diaz fires up the left wing to Boma. The former Vancouver Giant with a wrist shot, blocked away by Lack. Battle for the puck behind the net. And veteran Kent Huskins gives it away. Matt Stajan tried a shot. That didn't get through. Chris Higgins sends the puck the other way. Hansen tips it deep, and both teams will begin to make changes. Kenny Agostino passes back into his own zone, gets a return feed at center, backhands the puck ahead. Stajan tips it in deep. Stajan trying to center, puck right in front. Nick Jensen couldn't move it, but there in support is Ryan Stanton, who clears the puck down to the Calgary blue line. Carter Banks, who played a couple of games for Calgary a couple of seasons ago, at center for the Canucks. Oh, Stanton steps up and throws a hit on Brandon Bollig, as Bollig had his head down in the neutral zone. Tom Sestito after a loose puck. Couldn't come up with it. And here's Bollig, who appears to be all right, finding Stajan. At the end of his shift, he plays the puck into the corner. Sestito passes to Banks, who gets the puck to center. Knocks Sean Monahan down. Frank Corrado after the puck for Vancouver. One hands it over the Calgary line. Corrado threw a hit the Flames didn't like on Johnny Gaudreau at the rookie tournament in Penticton. And we'll watch and see if he might have a bit of a target on his back as Corrado goes back for the puck in his own zone. On defense with Lucas Spiza, who takes the pass behind the goal. Spiza being watched by Setaguchi. Makes a play to Brad Richardson, who skates to center. Jonas Hiller couldn't cut that one off. TJ Brody goes back. Now Sven Berchi passes ahead, and the Flames break to center. Mark Giordano leading the rush. Throws one in front. That's off a Canuck stick right through to Eddie Lack. Now it's thrown in front again. Loose puck sent to the blue line. Brody with a wrist shot off a leg and wide. Puck thrown in front again, and that was knocked away by the Canucks. Brody at the right point. Feeds across. Now a chance for Michael Ferland. Throwing it for Monahan, and he couldn't corral the puck and get a shot away. Ferland to the blue line again. Brody round behind the net. Here's Michael Ferland. Flames changing while controlling in the Vancouver zone. Ferland plays the puck at the side of the goal. Lack couldn't find it. Now a backhander, and it's just underneath his pad, not covered.
Lucky on that one.
Referee lost sight.
Eddie Lack very fortunate on that one. Had it under his right pad. Ryan Stanton comes across on Brendan Bollig. Bollig head down, chest to chest. Nobody complaining about that hit. That's just good, solid contact. Here's Eddie Lack up the side of the net and can't find it. He still couldn't find it.
Looked like the knob of his goal stick got caught up in the back of the net, perhaps. Loose puck in front, Flames fishing for it. It comes free to Alex Burrows, who flips it down into the Calgary zone. Too much on that one. It'll be icing and a face-off. Oh, now they wave it off. Pardon me. We will continue with the action here from Calgary with Nick Bonino on the forecheck. Puck comes free to Zach Cassidy. Blue line feed. Tominis plays the puck in deep. Chris Higgins after it for Vancouver. Poked around to the near side, and Kenny Agostino's there for Calgary. Hard pass ahead. And Diaz moves into the slap shot. Lack big rebound, and then crashing into the net was Ryan Stanton to draw a whistle. Well, we're excited to talk about Rogers NHL Game Center Live this season. Your chance to follow your team anywhere. Rogers NHL Game Center Live, details as they are, and they're exciting ones to come as you learn about all the different ways you can watch your favorite sport and your favorite team.
I like how you bring it everywhere with you. When we go out for dinner, you have your phone and we're watching games. There's Rafa Diaz with the long shot. Ryan Stanton comes in and takes the post off.
Frank Corrado with a good outlet pass to Yannick Hansen, who skates to center and backhands the puck into the Calgary end. Hansen chases in after it, ran into his own teammate Bo Horvat, and that allows Calgary to break out. Stajan across, and Mark Kandari plays the puck to the far corner. Stajan and Spiza collide there. Bolig's after the puck, feeds the blue line, but nobody there, and the puck slides all the way down into the Calgary zone.
Boy, this is a chance for Brandon Bolig. He played in Chicago, a deep offensive team, only played 10 minutes a game. And here he comes to Calgary with a chance to show what he could really do.
He's got a Stanley Cup to show for it, though.
Yes, he does.
There's always that.
Yes.
Brad Richardson was in a similar situation in Los Angeles. Says he'll take the ring, thank you. Getting a bit more of an opportunity in Vancouver. Carter Banks trying to get the puck out. Now he skates onto it. Canucks have numbers to center. Nick Jensen on the right wing. Jensen, wrist shot stopped by Hiller, and the rebound went right by Banks going to the net. Best chance for the Canucks so far, but Hiller was there to make the stop. The other way, Berchi, slap shot, glove saved by Lack. That was a rolling puck, and Lack did well to come up with it.
Well, good goaltending at both ends. Jonas Hiller, who plays so deep in his net, but really gets square to the shot. Nicholas Jensen with the shot, and there's Hiller, shoulders up, square, able to get in front of that one, and Eddie Lack. Reflex, rolling puck, as you were saying, standing on end, and Eddie able to flag that one down.
Stanton on the resumption of play gets the puck out. Giordano controls in his own zone. 6 minutes into a scoreless first. Shots are 4-1 Calgary. Centering pass taken away, and wheeling out with the puck is Hunter Shinkaruk. Canucks 3-on-2. Shinkaruk on the right side, wrist shot, and off the stick of Ferland, and over the glass for a whistle. Good pace early. No goals to show for it. Canucks and Calgary scoreless here at the Saddle Dome. First two not in the lineup, but there's Brandon Bolig, who knows how to handle himself.
Doesn't have a face shield on.
Ryan Stanton with a long shot wide of the Calgary goal. David Jones, the North Vancouver native and proud Marine Drive member, gets the puck to center, and it's dumped into the Vancouver zone. Jones has had to wear 19. That was Blair Jones's number last year, just to confuse us a little more. He switched from 54. Stumbling was Dennis Weidman, but unable to take advantage was Shinkaruk, who put himself offside.
Makes it easier for the trainers, too. They don't have to change the name tag.
There's Blair Jones.
There's Blair Jones. And Mike Camilleri is the big ones, and the Flames were negotiating with him, and it was back and forth, and Camilleri decided to go to New Jersey, and Mason Raymond, 19 goals in Toronto. Devin Setaguchi, a good year in Winnipeg.
Alex Burrows deflects the puck into the Calgary zone. TJ Brody back for it. Checked by Nick Bonino. Kassian gets the puck. Bonino trying to glove it down. Couldn't do it, and it's played to the Vancouver blue line. Frank Corrado to Alex Burrows. Being watched by Bill Arnold. Bonino moves in. Stripped to the puck. Burrows works to hold it in, but out with it is TJ Brody. Up the right side. Boma moves in. Drop pass for Brody. Had to stop to pick it up. Canucks intercept. Can't clear. Bonino got nothing on that clearing attempt, and Brody throws one in front, intercepted by Kassian, who finds Alex Burrows. Giordano had him lined up. Burrows able to get out of the way and get the puck out. Back comes Kenny Agostino. Drop pass, chance for Stajan to shoot, and that deflected off the side of the net. Fans in behind thought maybe it was in as the mesh rippled. One-time Calgary Flame, played 3 games in 08-09. The West Vancouver native, and now we have a penalty coming up. Boarding call against Calgary.
Here's the shot. It hits the defenseman, goes by Eddie Lack. Fortunate for the goaltender for the Vancouver Canucks, Frankie Corrado, just got a little piece of it. Hathaway goes off. It's a high hit. Hands are up.
Got him in the numbers, the referee says. So the Canucks, who went 0 for 4 on the power play against San Jose, get the first opportunity of this game, a boarding call against Garnet Hathaway. 8:05, the time of the penalty. Canucks power play unit, Cassie, Burrows, and Bonino. Spiza on 1 point. And the fourth forward on this unit is Chris Higgins. Flames penalty killers, Lance Boma, Matt Stajan up front. And on defense, Ryan Culkin is Cassian takes a pass in front. There's another penalty coming up. This one again against Calgary, as Cassian was interfered with, I think, or is he going to get goalie interference?
He's going to get goalie interference.
Oh, pardon me.
So this is one of the things that the league has talked about. They want to protect the goaltenders more, but this one is Cassian going in for the puck, makes the play and runs over Jonas Hiller. Oh, and the leg's high, and Cassian's off for goaltender interference. Good save by Hiller on Cassian. And Cassian follows through and takes out the goaltender.
Jonas Hiller feeling a little lucky after that one when you see the blade come up so high. So the power play lasted all of 29 seconds. They'll play 4-on-4 for a while. Ryan Stanton out with the puck. Game center, backhands in behind the goal. Hiller out to play it. And he's able to get the puck to center.
In the bigger trapezoid, although it didn't come into play there. It's bigger from the goal post along the goal line towards the boards, not same width along the boards at the back.
Brad Richardson off the bench, right to the net with a wrist shot that ticked the outside of the post. And the Flames break back. Sam Bennett down the right side. Wrist shot off the crossbar. Now another chance in tight, and banging away is Setaguchi. Can't get it by Eddie Lack, who covers the puck. A good chance for Sam Bennett as he beat Eddie Lack but couldn't beat the bar.
Wrist shot through the legs. And it's, again, fortunate for Eddie Lack. Off the post, stays out. Sam Bennett and Murph talked about it. The training camp, prospects training camp, couldn't do a pull-up. But when you get the kind of points that he did last year, 91 points, 36 goals.
91 points in 57 games.
57 games. In Kingston.
4th overall pick. Kent Huskins for the Canucks.
I can do 100 pull-ups, but I can't score.
That's your pickup line. Here's Brad Richardson for the Canucks. Passing across. Negrin takes his time, plays the puck towards Jonas Hiller, and the Flames gain control. Here's Hathaway out of the box, so Calgary onto a brief power play for the next 25 seconds. Scoreless game, just past the halfway mark of the first, and the Canucks clear the puck the length of the ice. Hiller sends it ahead himself. Calgary on a bit of a sloppy change. Play goes on. Spiza sends the puck back into Calgary territory. And now only 5 seconds left in the penalty to Zach Kassian for goaltender interference. One last rush for the Flames. Unable to gain the zone. Tomernes passes across to Spiza and he starts out. Lucas Pisa up the left wing for Zach Cassidy. He gets around Bill Arnold. Now throws one towards the goal, knocked away by Hiller. Arnold gets the loose puck, can't clear past stands, and he tries a shot. That was deflected, but wide of the goal as Bo Horvat got his stick on it. Agostino can't move the puck out, but Burrows with an errant pass sends Stanton back to his own blue line. Burrows moves in again, plays the puck down the boards. Flames break that up. Kassian holds the puck in and gives it away to Mark Giordano. Giordano ahead, and now the puck is relayed to Agostino. Makes a nice pass to Matt Stajan in with a slap shot, and that was blocked by Kent Huskins. Chance at the side. Hathaway couldn't get a shot away. Canucks get the puck ahead to Kassian, and he's able to roll it out to center on the backhand. 8.5 to go in the first. No score. Bollig tips the puck into the Vancouver zone. Hathaway checking Huskins. And the puck comes back to the near side. Hathaway after it again. Pass for Stajan. Now gets through. He plays the puck towards the blue line. It ricochets to Ryan Culpin, who throws one wide of the Canuck goal. Sestito after the loose puck. He banks it to the line, but it's held in by Dennis Wideman. Wideman plays an open wing. Calgary changing. Again, the Canucks fail to clear. Culpin to Setaguchi. Couldn't get a shot away under the check of Nick Bonino, who then ran him over in the corner. Flames maintain control. Sean Monahan, high slot, pushes off. Puck deflects to Wideman. Wrist shot right into the crest of Eddie Lack's jersey. And he hangs on for the whistle. Sixth shot Lack has faced. Canucks only had 2, and the game still knotted at nothing.
With young kids, great way to attend a Canucks game with incredible savings. Each family pack comes with 4 tickets, 4 Cineplex movie passes, a Canucks family food combo, and a team store voucher. With tickets starting just $40 a pop plus taxes and fees. Family packs give you and your family not 1 night but 2. Visit Canucks.com for more information.
Bo Horvat out for this defensive zone draw, loses it. But now a chance for the Canucks to break out. Chris Higgins into the Calgary zone with a wrist shot, and that went off the bottom of the blocker of Jonas Hiller, it looked like. Canucks able to break out despite the clean face-off win by Sean Monahan on Bo Horvat. Here's Frank Corrado at the right point. Wrist shot, didn't get through. Sven Berchi gets the puck, throws it to center. Return pass intended for him, and it winds up on the stick of Monahan. Here's Berchi. In on the left side, fakes the shot, now lets it go, and that went off the skate of Spiza wide of the goal. Corrado goes back for a loose puck. Being watched by David Jones, able to make the play to Tom Sestito, clears the puck to the Calgary blue line. Here's Mark Giordano up the middle, and the puck tipped in by Ferland. Corrado goes back, Jones steps into him with a heavy hit, but the Canucks come up with the puck and move it out. Over skating at center was Nick Jensen, and breaking back the other way is Sam Bennett. Checked by the other 63, Carter Banks, along with Corrado, and the Canucks get the puck out. Bennett takes a lead pass, moves back in, loses control, gets it back, centers, and that was behind his intended target, Lance Bowman. Bennett again turns with a wrist shot, gloved by Eddie Lack, and he hangs on for the whistle. A prominent Sam Bennett here in the first period.
And the Flames have played very well. Shots on goal 7-3, and Eddie Lack has been very good. Deep in the net as Rolly Melanson wants, and out goes the left hand again.
Rule changes, John.
Well, here's another one. The hash marks, they want a little more play on the faceoffs. They don't want the scrums as much, and so the hash marks are 5 feet apart so that the wingers aren't shoulder to shoulder when the puck is dropped. I like that part. I like that rule. So you can, if you win the faceoff clean, your winger has a chance to get a shot away.
Here's a chance for Lance Bowman. In on goal, he deeks, shoots wide. There might be a penalty shot here as he was impeded, and yes, there will be. Lance Bowman is going to get to go one-on-one on Eddie Lack here in this scoreless first period.
Miscue by the Canucks, and Lance Bowman with his speed right up the middle. Here's the defense, and you can see they're too far apart, and Lance Bowman has a chance and gets slashed from behind and misses the net. Here's the hack, and the penalty shot called.
Ryan Stanton with the
Stanton
two-hander
from behind.
Lance Boma's never had a regular season penalty shot. Eddie Lack has faced one and he stopped it. This being preseason, they won't go into the record books, but here they go in this scoreless first period with Boma trying to change that. Stopped by Lack and it remains 0-0.
And you wonder, Lance Boma's never even had a shootout attempt. With all the shootouts in the NHL, you'd think you'd get down to Lance Boma. Eddie Lack plays him very well. Square, square, square. And out goes the right pad. Boma wants to get it a little higher, get it that 18 inches, but Lack, blocker, pads, and it's a blocker saved by Eddie Lack. Very confident. Lance Boma has the head down.
Lack has stopped 8. Canucks have blocked another 9 in front of it. As the bulk of the offensive play has been at the Vancouver end of the ice. Here's Alex Burrows moving in on TJ Brodie. One hands the puck into the Calgary zone. Brodie goes back for it as Burrows lost his stick. Brandon Bollig takes the rink-wide pass. Flips one ahead from Matt Stajan. Stajan tied up in the corner by Huskins. Negrin out with the puck. Kassian tried to return it to him, gave it away. Now Negrin grabs his man. That was Hathaway, but play goes on. Could have been a holding penalty right there as Kassian put Negrin in a tough spot. Now a long shot from the point by Giordano, and that sailed wide of the goal. Puck winds up going off the glass and out of play. And the whistle blows as a result. We've seen a penalty shot here, but Alex Burrows' Canucks still scoreless with Calgary.
The official PharmaSafe 2014-2015 Canucks wall calendar on sale now at PharmaSafe locations throughout BC for only $6.99. Pick up yours today and help support the Canucks for Kids Fund.
Kevin Bieksa prominently displayed on the cover.
Do they put your birthday in there?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Sean Monahan, broken stick right off the face-off. He hustles to the bench to grab a new one as the Canucks break out with the puck. Lucas Spiza wrists it around to the near side. Hansen reverses for Vancouver. Setaguchi there, hit by Spiza. And the puck stays in the Calgary end. Diaz round to the near side. Culkin being pursued by Chris Higgins. Puck cleared out by Berchi. And Spiza takes control in his own zone. Monahan trying to intercept that one. Puck out to center. Bo Horvat working with Chris Higgins. Flames play the puck into the Vancouver zone. Jannik Hansen goes back and passes to Frank Corrado. Higgins deflects his pass in behind the Calgary goal. Dennis Wideman goes back. 4 minutes to go in the first, no score. As Wideman surveys from behind his net. Puck thrown ahead for David Jones. That didn't work, and that's an icing call, bringing the face-off into the Calgary end.
Sean Monahan is one of those kids that is so mature and so smart. Look at this read. There's Monahan, and he reads that Spiza is going to go off the boards to his partner, and Monahan's right there. It creates a turnover and creates an offensive chance. Keeps the puck in, and he is going to be a great, great player.
Here's a chance for John Negrin to unload with a shot. That went off his stick. Didn't get through. Back comes Ferland, poking the puck onto the right wing. Wrist shot from there, handled by Lack, who went to his knees and then had to put the shoulders up to stop that bid from David Jones. Ferland is into it, behind the Vancouver goal. As he got into exchange with Brad Richardson.
Michael Ferland, who had limited action last year because of a knee injury, only played 25 games, had 18 points in those 25 games, a high shot. Eddie Lack, because he's so tall, able to take it off his shoulder, hang on. There's Ferland. Pushing and shoving with Brad Richardson. Sean Matthias comes in.
Flames win the face-off in the Vancouver zone. Agostino feeding the high slot. Arnold tried to make a play, but the puck winds up on the stick of Tom Sestito. Jensen was poke-checked. Back come the Flames. Agostino throwing one in front. Boma tried to send it through as Arnold was going to the net. That was broken up, and here comes Nicholas Jensen. Checked from behind by Agostino, who did well to knock that puck away. Arnold moves back over the Vancouver blue line. Left side feed, Agostino trying to get around Ryan Stanton, who was able to block the puck with his left skate. Kandari holds it in the Vancouver zone. Eddie Lack helps the puck around the boards. Waiting is Dennis Wideman. Didn't get anything on it as he tried to play to the corner. And Henrik Tomanis skates out for Vancouver. Zach Kassian on the forecheck. Puck cleared out by Hathaway. Bollig giving chase. Stanton on him. Here's Hathaway following up. He's in with a wrist shot, and Lack again in position to take that one and cover up for the whistle.
Well, no support, so if you're going to play it off the boards, you better get it out. No support off the boards, and Eddie Lack again with a good save. Square, no rebound. Now, we were talking about the faceoffs. Look where Tom Sestito's standing. Right in between the hash marks. If you're not going to enforce the rules, what's the difference? Why make the hash marks 5 feet apart if you're going to have the guys, let the guys stand in the middle? I know it's only training camp, but...
I hear you. I'd like to see you stand up to Tom Sestito and tell him.
Blow the whistle and say, move back.
Eddie Lack having a strong period here. Officially, he stopped 10 shots. Shot attempts favor Calgary 24-12. As the Flames move in with another attempt off the skate and just wide. Setoguchi camped at the side of the net. Would have gotten credit for that had it found the goal. He's after the puck once more. Setoguchi centers. Horvat intercepts, and he's able to clear on the backhand. Chris Higgins a little slow heading off. Looked like he was favoring his right foot, perhaps. As the Canucks change on the fly. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Flames in. Monahan delays. Wrist shot. Reaching up to snare that one again is Eddie Lack.
And again, no rebound. Eddie Lack has done a nice job controlling the rebounds. High shot by Monahan.
Lack faced 16 in just over half a night's work against the Sharks. Stopped them all before giving way to Joe Canada. Joachim Eriksson is the Canucks backup for this game. Here's Ferland trying to center. That was blocked. Jonas Hiller's backup is Brad Thiessen, BC native. One-time Pittsburgh Penguin. Canucks trying to move the puck out of their zone. Can't do it. David Jones down the boards for Sam Bennett. Now Ferland to the left point. Poked with a drive, and that hit a body in front. Looked like his own teammate David Jones might have blocked it as he was sent to the ice by Kent Huskins.
That's a good job by Kent Huskins on David Jones. Concentrating on the man only, and Huskins been around a long time. Gets position on Jones. Push, push, push. Pushes him right into the shot. An easy save for Eddie Lack.
Nick Bonino against Lance Boma on the faceoff. And the puck comes free to Alex Burrows, who passes it center to Zach Kassian. He couldn't get it in deep past Giordano. Boma in over the Vancouver line. Trying to go wide on Stanton. Gets in around behind the net, throws one in front. Giordano had to reach for it, but he controls, he centers. And that was tipped away from Bill Arnold before he could get a shot attempt. Burrows steps up to throw a check at center, but here comes Boma again, cutting in on goal, and the puck knocked away by Stanton. TJ Brody moves in from the blue line. There's a Vancouver penalty coming up. Delayed call. Hiller to the bench for the extra attacker, who's moving to the final minute of the first period, and as the Canucks get the puck, the whistle blows for a late penalty here against Vancouver. Alex Burrows is heading off.
Vancouver penalty 14, 2-minute holding the stick.
Alex Burrows goes off for holding the stick. Burrows misses the hit. And then Agostino is trying to get back into the play, and Burrows chicken wings it and ends up with the holding the stick penalty.
Flames had that somewhat abbreviated power play, didn't manage a shot earlier in the period. This is their second opportunity as Burrows goes off at 19:04. Puck loose behind the net. Lack poked it away for the Flames to take control. Wideman at the blue line. Right side pass. Diaz tried to center. That wound up on the stick of Frank Corrado, who's tied up immediately in the corner by Sean Monahan. Setoguchi rings the puck around, but there was nobody at the left point, and Wideman has to chase back for the puck. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Flames looking for a late one on the man advantage. Wideman dumps the puck in. He and Corrado go after it in the corner. Monahan there as well for Calgary, and here's Setoguchi feeding the line. Berchi to Diaz, trying to get around Yannick Hansen. Diaz then stepped on the puck and fell down. Here's a centering pass. Berchi stopped by Eddie Lack. He was all alone in front. Wasted no time getting the shot away, but Lack was there to make the save.
And again, Eddie Lack getting squared. Lucas Sbisa is kind of caught in between. And there's Eddie Lack. That's the thing, when you're killing penalties and you play deep, you never get really out of position. And Eddie Lack just one push into the middle to make the save.
Final seconds of the period, and Lack wants the horn, so he'll throw the puck down and get it forward, as he was busy in the opening period of play. Calgary out shooting the Canucks 12-3, and in total shot attempts it was 26-12. So Jonas Hiller wasn't busy, but he and Eddie Lack get out of this one scoreless, and Lack's biggest save was in a one-on-one situation.
Well, that's it. Lance Boma, after being slashed on a breakaway, has his penalty shot, and Eddie Lack makes the blocker save. Boma comes in, head up, can't get it high enough. And you talked about Hiller, only 12 shots, but Hiller made 2 good saves, one on Chris Higgins off the blocker, and that one on Zach Kassian before Kassian took the goaltender interference penalty. 2 big saves by Jonas Hiller.
Lots coming up in our first intermission after a scoreless opening 20 minutes. Carly Agro will have an update for us. Dan Murphy's going to talk to Flames general manager Brad Treliving in a bit, but right now he's with Hunter Shinkarik. Murph.
Thanks, John. I know it's not a regular season game, Hunter, but being from Calgary, what does it mean to be in this building in an NHL jersey?
Yeah, it's really cool. I remember my first game in junior here, and it was pretty exciting. And same thing for tonight. I've watched a lot of games in this building, so it's pretty surreal to to be in the big league on this ice.
Some friends and family here?
Yeah, I have quite a few. Obviously all my family members, my cousins, a lot of friends. So, it's cool they get to come out and watch in Calgary, and it means a lot they came.
As players, you guys probably pan out what you think the lineup's going to look like, and there may be a spot or 2 open. Do you think about that when you're in a training camp or in the preseason?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Obviously I came in, to this camp with the mindset of trying to make this team, and you definitely look at the roster and you see if spots are open, and if not, what players are in those spots that you could see yourself in. So, hopefully it all works out, and I keep playing well.
You look like you're still fast and you have that first step, but as a player, do you feel any different from that hip surgery 8 months ago?
I feel a lot better. My hip was pretty sore for about 2 years, so now that I don't have that nagging pain, it's definitely nice, but I just got to keep working on it and make sure it stays healthy.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
All right, Hunter Shinkarik and his Canucks teammates need to pick things up a bit as the Flames were all over them in the first. Thankfully, Eddie Lack was there to back them up. 0-0 the score. We'll have more, including an interview with Brad Treliving later on. Welcome back to the Saddle Dome. Through one period, and the first period was all about the home team. Flames all over the Vancouver Canucks. We take a look at the first period stats, and just look at the shot attempts. They're 27-12 for the Flames. So as you would guess, one Canuck figures prominently in the first period highlights. And for those, we'll go upstairs to John and Judy.
Murph, thanks. Canucks.com voted that John Garrett wore 31 best in the history of the team. Somehow they've kept it in service, and Eddie Lack is wearing 31 quite nicely in this hockey game tonight.
He is representing that number 31 very, very well, and he's playing with that kind of confidence when he handles the puck. Look at this handling the puck. And that shows Eddie is on top of his game. And then, a bad bounce off the side of the net. Where does he go? Tight to the post, and rebound control. Rebound, standing off the net. Rolling puck, no rebound. Shot, no rebound. And then the penalty shot. Control. Absolutely no place for Lance Boma to put it. And again, no rebound off the chest. How many of those shots were off Eddie Lack's chest, showing he was in perfect position?
Now, you mentioned handling the puck, and more opportunity for the goalies this year to handle the puck. A little bit more opportunity anyway.
And you can see beside the net as Eddie Lack is roughing up the crease there to make it easier to move side to side. And you can see right beside the net, the trapezoid is 3 feet wider. Give the goaltenders a little more room as it comes off the back of the net. I would like to see them get rid of it completely.
Yes.
This gives them a little more room, and yet they still can't go in the corner to get it. And I think that's the shoot-ins and trying to create more offense.
2 periods at least to go in this one. These two teams right back at it tomorrow. It's a doubleheader on Sportsnet 1. Leafs Sabres, that's at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. And then the rematch, it'll be different lineups. More than likely, the Flames and the Canucks from Rogers Arena. That's at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern time. And Calgary starts the second period with 65 seconds of power play time. Alex Burrows serving the remainder of his penalty for holding the stick.
And that was one of those penalties that he could have just let the stick go. There was no danger of the guy he was checking getting back into the play. And just a little lazy penalty where you hook the stick under your arm and hang on.
Flames move the puck into the Vancouver zone right away, trying to set up the man advantage. Setaguchi ties up Spiza, who's able to turn and poke the puck around the boards. Bo Horvat through center for Vancouver. Horvat plays chip and charge on Mark Giordano. Monahan back for the loose puck, leaves behind the goal for Giordano. And he starts out with a pass to Rafa Diaz. Giordano sends one in off the stick of Brad Richardson. Just over 30 seconds to go in the Calgary power play. Diaz tried to get the puck to the corner. Spiza intercepts that. And he was hooked down. There'll be a Calgary penalty as Spiza pulled to the ice, and that takes the Flames off the power play.
Lucas Spiza was very good in the first period, and a very young defense or inexperienced, I should say, not so young with Kent Huskins and the like. Spiza over 8 minutes in that first period, gets hooked from behind.
Devin Setaguchi sent off 39 seconds into this second period. So Calgary 0 for 2 on the power play. They'll play 4 aside for 27 seconds before the Canucks move on to their second power play attempt. Michael Ferland through center trying to split the defense. The two Canuck defensemen went down as Huskins and Stanton collided. Sam Bennett's onto the puck. Turns in the slot. Bennett shoots, and Eddie Lack deep in the crease, able to make the save and gather the puck for a whistle.
Boy, there's a confident move by Sam Bennett. As you said, getting his first exhibition action after the prospect camp. There's the Canucks defense, a little miscommunication. Bennett protecting the puck. Gets position, protects the puck, spins around on Stanton, and has a clear shot. Eddie Lack again with a good stop and no rebound.
Alex Burrows standing in the penalty box, and his minor comes to an end. Vancouver to the power play for the second time in the hockey game. Canucks managed one shot on their original attempt, which ended on a Zach Kassian penalty for running into the goaltender. Canucks set up, Corrado to Stanton. Wrist shot blocked. Weidman got in front of that one. Gets the puck to Matt Stajan, who relays to Lance Boma, and he chips it into the Vancouver zone. Minute 5 seconds to go on the penalty to Setaguchi. Richardson's in on the left wing. Brad Richardson tried to throw one on goal from a sharp angle. Now at the blue line, Lucas Spiza. Right point pass, Chris Higgins. Spiza again. Over to Higgins, one-timer, and he hooked that one wide of the goal. Richardson taken down. Flames come up with the puck, and they move through center. 4 of them. Richardson is injured behind the play as he went awkwardly into the boards. And Brad Richardson hunched over. Makes his way towards the Vancouver bench after an awkward fall in the Calgary zone.
Just trying to shake it off. One of those, he gets all curled up. Giordano and Richardson, you can see he catches his left skate, goes back directly into the boards. Mike Bernstein beside Brad Richardson. One of those in training camp, you always err on the side of caution. Wouldn't be surprised if Brad Richardson heads to the dressing room.
Canucks played the bulk of their game 2 nights ago with 5 defensemen after Alex Edler was injured. Team saying today that they expect Edler to be back on the ice within a very short time frame. Didn't skate today.
Chip the tooth. Be a hockey player. You gotta lose those chiplets.
Canucks still on the power play for another 15 seconds. Here's Nick Bonino shielding the puck and sending it to the right point to Lucas Spiza. Hunter Shinkaruk into the corner. Bonino and Carrick takes his pass. Back to Spiza. Near side, Higgins in front. Tipped just wide by Burrows, who's camped on top of the crease. Penalty comes to an end. And the Canucks still control. Higgins shoots, he scores! Chris Higgins roofed it on the glove side on Jonas Hiller, and the Canucks draw first blood.
Oh, what a shot by Chris Higgins. And Alex Burrows had a great chance. This power play looked very good, and that's one of the areas that Canucks obviously have to improve on from last year, is puck movement and shooting the puck. And there's a pass that goes across. Alex Burrows just misses it. And then Chris Higgins with this rolling puck is able to snap it by Jonas Hiller, high glove side.
Pretty solid pass from Nick Bonino.
Beautiful pass from Bonino, and Higgins toe curve, and you can see Higgins thanking Bonino for that pass.
Bonino threaded the needle with the pass. Higgins did the same with the rising wrister. And at 2:45 of the second period, the Canucks get the first goal of the hockey game.
So not a power play goal?
No. By 6 seconds. There's going to be a Vancouver penalty here to Tomernes as he got the stick up on Dennis Wideman going to the net, and a high sticking call here against Tomernes puts Calgary on the power play.
Time to goal 2:45. Higgins from Bonino, time to goal 2:45.
Willie Desjardins looking on and seeing who are going to be his penalty killers. Wideman jumping up into the play, and Tomernes, as Wideman's turning away from the play, gets the stick up, ends up in the penalty box.
Third power play for the Flames. They'll start from their own zone with TJ Brodie controlling the puck. Flames 0 for 2 have managed just 2 power play shots thus far. Spiza knocked down that dump in, and he's able to get to the puck, chop it to the line, not out, but brought out by Bo Horvat. He loses the puck, and the Flames move back in. Bertzi with a centering pass, hit Monahan in the skate. Pardon me, that was Setaguchi in the skate. Yannick Hansen comes back for Vancouver, trying to risk one on goal. That was blocked, and he heads to the bench. In come the Flames again. David Jones on the right side. Back for Dennis Wideman. Under pressure from Richardson. He plays the puck back down the board. So good to see Brad Richardson out from a Vancouver standpoint after he was shaken up in his last shift. Sam Bennett making moves, trying a wraparound, cleared from the crease. Defensive play by Sean Mathias. Now a deflection, and that was stopped by Eddie Lack as Bennett, coming from the corner, tipped that one out of midair. He's been impressive, John.
Boy, he has. How many good scoring chances he had with the Flames, with 9 quality scoring chances in the first period, and Bennett's got 3 of them already in this game.
That sequence alone, he had the wraparound attempt in the tip, and here he is again. Drag move and a shot stopped by Lack, and then Bennett went barreling into the goaltender. Sam Bennett doing everything but score in this hockey game so far, which is barely a period and a bit old.
Now here's the toe drag move, and Eddie Lack with a great save in tight. Ken Huskins falls prey to that drag move, and here's the one that, instead of the wraparound, he goes forehand out, and Eddie Lack stayed with him tight to the post. Then Bennett, good hand-eye on the tip-in try. That would have counted. That was definitely below the crossbar, and Bennett shaking his head because Eddie Lack's got his number.
Alex Burrows able to clear the puck off the draw. I'm not going to put it on the same level as Pavel Bure's debut performance at the Pacific Coliseum. But Bennett has this crowd a little bit electrified here with some of the moves he's made and plays he's able to generate to set up scoring chances or have them himself. Penalty just about over as the puck is rushed in. Backhand attempt stopped. Agostino had that chance, and Eddie Lack got him with a left pad. Flames now 0 for 3 on the power play. 3 shots on that one, so 5 total on their 3-man advantages, but Eddie Lack stopped them all. Here's Chris Higgins centering for Bo Horvat, who had his stick tied up on a defensive play by Rafa Diaz. Puck played back in. Canucks are offside. They tag up. Agostino gets the puck. Tried to throw it across. That's off his skate. Back into his own zone. Nearing the 6-minute mark. Second period. It's 1-0 Vancouver. The Shots favor Calgary 20-4. Here comes Jannik Hansen in, and he whiffed as he took a look and tried to shoot. Puck rolled off the end of his stick. Hansen again. Wrist shot off his stick and over the glass. And the whistle blows. Somehow the Canucks leading this one. It's been all Flames statistically, but it's 1-0 Vancouver.
Well, as we mentioned up at the top of the show, Sam Bennett at the Combine, 0 pull-ups. People incredulous how that could happen. But after testing with the Flames, he came out to meet the media, had a sly grin on his face, and he said, I guess you guys want to know about the pull-ups. It was 11, which is much better than 0. And he's been much better than just about everybody on the ice. This evening, we'll talk more about him in the second intermission with Eric Francis.
It's almost like he heard you there, Murphy. He's been impressive, but his Flames trail 1-0. Higgins the only goal, 2:45 of this second period, and that the only shot the Canucks have registered here in the second. Flames have had 7. And as we mentioned just before the break, 20 in the game to just 4 for Vancouver. Ryan Stanton rushes the puck in on the left wing, gets by Matt Stajan, sharp angle shot, and there's the second test for Jonas Hiller this period, who hangs on for the whistle.
Jonas Hiller is one of those guys, 2-year contract, $9 million for the Calgary Flames. And you look at the merry-go-round they had last year, and Joey McDonald was very good early in the season for the Flames, but then when Giordano got hurt, the goaltending, just their one real good defenseman down, wasn't good enough. And now you get a veteran guy who plays a lot of games, and it gives everybody confidence.
Giordano missed 18 games with that broken ankle. The Flames only won 5 of them. Icing call here.
And they were in it up until then, John. They were in it, and they got off to a decent start, and they were playing pretty well. And then when they went in that slump when Giordano was out, they just couldn't get it back again. Their confidence went down, and they just couldn't get going. And especially here at the Saddle Dome, which is surprising. The worst record in 10 years here at the Saddle Dome with a even 500, 19 and 19 record.
Sean Matthias after the puck in the Calgary zone. Sean Monahan winds up with it, plays it ahead. Corrado dumps it back in, teammates trap, Canucks tag up, play continues. Saw that sharp angle shot from Stanton as Calgary goes offside. We mentioned the second of the period, just 2 shots for the Canucks in the last 14, almost 15 minutes of hockey action here in Calgary.
Rope-a-dope?
Sure.
Yeah. Calgary has really outskated the Canucks. The Canucks haven't had their feet going, and the Flames have.
Nick Jensen checked at center, puck dumped back into the Vancouver zone. Lack out to play it. Now Jensen elects to shovel the puck back behind the goal. Lack leaves for Ken Huskins. Huskins goes glassing out. Bonino from center, able to swat that puck in behind the Calgary goal. Brody ahead for Bennett. That went off his skate right to Bonino, who's forced out to center and passes back to Huskins. A couple of former Ducks looking up there, albeit different eras. David Jones leaves for Mark Giordano, who slowed up and was checked by Nicholas Jensen. 8 minutes into the second, 1-0 Vancouver. Alex Burrows moves in, stops just inside the blue line, nicely across. Tominus with a shot, and fighting that one off was Hiller. Might have caught him in the mask. A rising slapper off the stick of Henrik Tominus.
And he's checking his mask. Nice play by Alex Burrows with the button hook at the blue line. Creates some open ice, and Hiller is one of those goalies. He plays deep in the net, goes down so early. He's down when the guys come over the red line almost. But he gets square to the play, comes across, gets square, down early, takes it off the bottom of the mask, hangs on.
Here's a shot attempt by Bo Horvat, blockered away by Hiller. Canucks work to hold the puck in. Higgins, though, checked. And cleared out by Mark Kandari. Horvat moves back in. Puck almost given away by Calgary. But out is Kandari, sending it to the Vancouver blue line. We can see in the tunnel behind the Vancouver bench, Joachim Eriksson warming up as that shot bounces just one rebound over top of the net as Agostino tried to tip it on goal. So expect on the next whistle or two for the Canucks to make a goaltending change. Flames trying to set up another scoring chance. Tomarnis turning deep in his own zone, sends the puck off the glass and down into the Calgary zone. Won't be enough for icing as Weidman goes back. Dennis Weidman throws the puck ahead. That's tipped away. Gathered by Tom Sestito, who passes to Lucas Spiza. Frank Corrado trying to pick his way through center. Runs into some trouble, but they're going to call a penalty on Matt Stajan. A holding call. And the Canucks go right, or not right back, but they go back to the power play. Fourth time in the game.
Here's another good scoring chance for the Flames. Tip just wide, and then the rebound up and over. Stajan with the left hand. Reaches in on Corrado, takes him down, and ends up with the holding penalty.
And here's Joachim Eriksson coming into the game as Vancouver goes to the power play. This is a perfect scenario for a goalie coming into a game.
Yes, it is. It usually happens when your team takes the penalty and you come in and you're short-handed.
Points by the penalty on the Matt Stajan, 2 for holding. Time 9:27.
Third power play for the Canucks. This is a much better scenario than last time he came into a game for Vancouver, which was in January in Anaheim. We'll expand on that later as the Flames move in. Brody to the net, hit the outside of the post, trying to sweep it on goal in a shorthanded bid. That was a game the Canucks lost 9-1 to the Ducks, and Eriksson kind of thrown to the Wolves coming in for Eddie Lack. Gave up 6. His teammates setting up on the power play at the far end of the ice from him. Spiza at the blue line. Onto the right wing to Bonino. Goal line feed Burrows. Back for Bonino. Feeds the blue line. Spiza fakes the shot. Now he's under pressure and gives the puck away to Brody, who can't get it by Spiza. Nice hold of the line. Pass across for Higgins, broken up. And again, the Flames fail to clear as Diaz had his attempt blocked by Chris Higgins. Under a minute to go in the Vancouver power play. Flames with a chance to move out again. It's been a long shift. Goma moves in one-on-one on Spiza, and a weak shot steered away by Joachim Eriksson. .35 seconds to go in the penalty to Matt Stajan. Richardson in. Wrists the puck around. Mathias battles for it. Mathias again for Vancouver. Being checked by Dennis Weidman and Mark Giordano as well. Puck comes to Frank Corrado. Ryan Stanton at the left point. Corrado again. Far side. Shinkarik to the goal line. Mathias back to Corrado. Dying seconds of the power play. Stanton tried to throw one on goal. That deflects high and over top of the net. Giordano gets to the puck, clears it out. Stevens out of the box. He'll give chase. Out to play it is Eriksson. Stajan got there first. He centers. And a chance here for Agostino, who turned and fired it wide of the goal. Back comes Carter Banks for Vancouver. Checked by Brody. Shinkarik there as well. Banks shielding the puck, gets to Tomarnis for a shot through traffic. Hiller the save. And he covers for the stoppage in play. Canucks with the game's only goal. Hard to believe the way it's gone, but it's still 1-0.
Joachim Eriksson, and this is, we talked about the trapezoid, John, and if you guess wrong, and here comes the puck around, doesn't quite get there. Matt Stajan's there first, and then Joachim Eriksson is able to make the save, and it just slides by.
He takes over for Eddie Lack, who is now 36 saves on 36 shots this preseason. 16 against San Jose, 20 here against Calgary. As
the 20 here against Calgary, how many were quality scoring chances out of those 20?
a lot.
A lot. David Moyer up here. He says he counted 14 of the 20 as quality scoring chances.
Tom Cicino trips over the referee. And the Flames pick up the puck and move out. Tom Chmielewski, the referee, his first year in the NHL. Colorado Springs.
You've done your research.
Chance in front. Ferland just put it wide. Now thrown on goal again. Lunging was Eriksson. The puck winds up on the stick of Lucas Pisa. Puck cleared out. Glove down and sent ahead by Ryan Culkin. Canucks dump it the other way. Hiller out of his net to play the puck. Gets it to Diaz, who reverses for Sven Baertschi. Baertschi just unloads the puck. Back goes Henrik Tomernes to throw it perfectly ahead to Bonino. In the middle, Jensen fighting the puck, gets control, and a wrist shot stopped by Hiller. Tomernes to Ryan Stanton under pressure from Baertschi. Dumps the puck in behind the goal. Monahan intercepts, gives it away. Stanton with a pass and tipped wide by Bonino, who had an open net. Now another sharp angle bid, banked in by Nick Jensen. He didn't have much to shoot at, but he saw the goaltender out of position, and Jensen makes it 2-0.
The Canucks with 3 real good chances. Bonino with a good pass to Jensen, and Jonas Hiller was able to make the save on that. Bonino, his tip in, goes wide, and then this one. Monahan gives it away to the point, and Canucks Bonino gets it to Jensen, and Jensen, I should say, Nick Jensen off Jonas Hiller. And that's a problem with Hiller. He never turns. He always plays just square. And when you don't turn, you've got that. If the player can bank it, you're that deep. It's not a very good angle to bank it in. But if you don't get over there fast enough, off the goaltender and in.
That's the only way that puck was going in.
You and I were at the Jake Noka golf tournament. We asked how does Jensen.
Don't throw him under the bus.
I'm not, because he is such a nice guy. And he said, well, it's Jensen in Sweden, but since I've been here, it's Jensen. Denmark. Since I've been in North America, it's Jensen. And then, I think I'll go with Jensen. And then the next day he comes up to you and says, no, I think I'll go with Jensen. So it's Nick Jensen.
Well, it's working for him. He's got 2 in the preseason now.
And he had a great chance just before that with a good pass from Nick Bonino, and he had a good chance.
So the Canucks 2 goals on 10 shots, 2 on 7 here in the second period. And leading the Flames 2-0. I mentioned the Canucks went 5-0 in the season series last year. Flames, they've gone 19-3-2 against the Flames in the last 24. Calgary trying to set something up here. Giordano to Brody. That one blocked. Shinkarik got in front of it. Now he fights to get the puck out. Good job, though, by Stajan to come back and support. Flames hold the puck in the zone. It's loose to the far boards. Huskins goes after it. Pass back for John Negrin, who's hit immediately by Stajan. 5.5 to go in the second. 2-0 Vancouver. David Jones to the blue line. Now one-timer by Giordano, and he ripped it wide of the goal. Puck comes off the corner boards and all the way down the ice. Diaz for Calgary. Played 5 games for the Canucks after coming over in the Dale Weiss trade with Montreal, then sent to the Rangers, her 5th-round draft pick. And trying to crack this Calgary roster, earn himself a contract. There's Bo Horvat, another shot off the mask of Hiller, as Horvat let go of the rising wrister. Hansen from behind the goal. Higgins wide of the net, the Triple H line, trying to get the 3rd Vancouver goal as Horvat centers Hansen and Higgins. Bill Arnold hit as he moved over the Vancouver blue line. David Jones follows on. Puck loose on the far boards. Bo Horvat there to gobble it up. Pass hit Hansen in the skate, but the puck is now up to center. Baertschi gives it away. And here comes Jannik Hansen. End of his shift, he's poke checked. Turns it over, and the Flames will try to take advantage. Setaguchi down the right side, angled off by Ryan Stanton. Stanton taken down. Flames clear. I'm going to guess Hansen gets this one in deep, and he does. Yeah. Four minutes to go in the second. And Dennis Wideman with the puck for Calgary. Pass knocked away. Zach Kassian tries to move back in, checked by Sean Monahan. Setoguchi throws the puck, hoping to find Bertzi, but that came all the way through to Stanton. Here's a turnover. Tom Sestito tried to feed one ahead for Banks. Broken up. Monahan the other way. Tried a wrist shot. Couldn't get it by Stanton. Kassian tried a Hail Mary pass, but put it right onto the stick of Ferland. Michael Ferland with a sharp angle backhander. That was juggled by Eriksson. And he's able to grab the puck and get the whistle. His team's giving him another one to work with, and it's 2-0 Canucks.
Pizza Hut wants you to win an autographed Canucks jersey with a chance to win free pizza for a year with their Eat Pizza Win Stuff contest. Go to pizzahut.ca or call 310-1010 to order, and you're automatically entered to win every week from September to November. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of the Vancouver Canucks.
Cheech salivating just a little bit.
I was just wondering if we're eligible for that pizza for a year.
Penalty coming up here to the Canucks. There was a hook on the forecheck in behind the goal. They're going to call it holding. And I think it's Jensen heading to the box, and the Flames will get their 4th power play of the hockey game.
Well, 200 feet away from your own net, Jensen reaches around on TJ Brody, and it was that tug with the left arm that gets him the penalty.
Late chance for the Flames to cut into this 2-goal deficit. Monahan out to take the draw against Horvat, and he wins it. Here's Giordano. Gets a return feed. Moves to the middle, hooks the puck to Sam Bennett. Bennett with a wrist shot attempt, blocked by Spezarino. They score! Monahan on the backhand. With Nick Jensen in the box, Sean Monahan cashes in, and it's a 2-1 hockey game.
We talked about Sean Monahan and his maturity and his poise, and he shows it here. Doesn't just shoot it, the puck comes right to him, he gets a fortunate bounce, no doubt about that. But look at the move to the backhand. And he makes sure that he gets it up and over any desperation by Joakim Eriksson coming across. Make sure he puts that one away.
Took just 14 seconds on the power play. Second straight game, the Canucks have surrendered a power play goal. And Calgary back within 1, and Calgary moving in 2-on-1. Monahan's in front, there's the pass! Didn't get much on it. Might have been partially blocked by Huskins, and Eriksson able to steer the puck to the corner. Canucks now ice it, and there'll be a face-off in the Vancouver zone. On the whistle, let's check in with Murph.
John, American Horror Story begins its 4th season. Freak Show takes place in a carnival in the 1950s, premieres on FX Canada Wednesday, October 8th at 10. Not available on Bell.
Here's the 2-on-1. Monahan can't quite get it. The puck is in his skates. And the Canucks defensemen playing their first exhibition games. Huston, Nagrin out there after this icing.
Canucks able to get the puck out. Shinkarik plays it over the Calgary line. Flames move back to center. Kundari onto the right side. Agostino. And now here's Kundari again. Wrist shot wide of the goal. Ferland collects the loose puck on the right wing. Leaves along the boards for Agostino. Wideman slams one wide of the goal. Ferland onto the puck again. Under 2 minutes to go in the second. Flames looking to equalize. Wideman at the right point. Wrist shot stopped by Eriksson. He's able to reach out with the goal stick and slide the puck back to cover.
Flames look like they were on the power play again. As the Canucks standing around, the Flames feet moving, puck moving. Dennis Wideman with the long shot, tipped, and Eriksson with a good save in tight.
No Johnny Gaudreau in this hockey game, but they have mined the college ranks, the Calgary Flames. Bill Arnold was Gaudreau's line mate at Boston College.
Yes.
Here's an icing call again, so Flames turning it up here. They got the power play goal, and they've had the puck at the Vancouver end of the ice pretty much all the time since.
And Bob Hartley with a clean slate for everybody this season. And you look at the ice times last year, and Giordano, when he played, naturally he had more ice time, but Camilleri's ice time's up for grabs. TJ Brody, his ice time high.
Here's a chance for Zach Kassian, the Russian, trying to cut to the middle. Flames wind up with the puck. Setaguchi turns inside his own line, now skates to center with a pass to Monahan, who whips the puck into the Vancouver zone. Berchi knocked down as he's sent it around. Sestito trying to move it out, can't do it. But now it's onto the stick of Kassian again, who skates over the Calgary line, tries the same move, gets by his man this time, but couldn't get a shot away. And as Ryan Culkin reached out to check him. Final minute, second period, 2-1 Canucks. Here's a giveaway at center. Canucks had too many men on the ice, it looked like. Sestito hadn't left yet. Burrows with a shot, looking behind him is Hiller. And he reaches back and covers in the crease on a hard slap shot from about 30 feet.
Tom Sestito in a little pain with a wrist problem on the bench. Zach Kassian tries to use his reach outside inside and just gets pushed at the last second, loses control, and then Alex Burrows, who had so much trouble scoring goals last season, has a good scoring chance, and Hiller stopped him.
Hathaway moving in, there'll be an interference penalty to Spiza on that one. He's going to argue. But Lucas Spiza will head to the box. Another power play chance for Calgary here with 40 seconds to go in the second period.
Now Spiza is this late. It's close, but judged by the referee to be after that 2-second rule.
Calgary scored on its last power play. Monahan on the rebound. And now Lucas Spiza will hope his teammates can keep the Flames at bay and keep the Vancouver lead. Calgary with other ideas. Here's Bennett. Cutting wide. Stanton over to meet him. Setaguchi from behind the goal. Corrado draped all over him. Horvat trying to clear, couldn't get it by Giordano. Takes the shot, finds Monahan, he'll let it go. That was blocked by Frankie Corrado. Puck goes off, sticks simultaneously and over the glass for a whistle with 14 seconds to go in the second period.
Frankie Corrado killing penalties, getting in the shooting lanes, and that's what the defensemen have to do. Corrado, shooting lane, the inside of the foot. Never feels good.
Stays out, puck comes to Stanton off the drop. Again, Giordano with a nice hold. Here's Bennett, dying seconds, couldn't get the shot through. Mathias able to clear, that's off a high stick for Calgary, so Wideman will just let it go and let time expire. Horn sounds, all 3 goals in this game coming in the second period. Nick Jensen with the difference-making goal for the moment, and Joachim Eriksson came in late to replace Eddie Lack in that second period. We've got Carly Agro coming up again with an update during our second intermission and lots of Flames talk. Dan Murphy with Eric Francis. Stay tuned for that. We're through 2. It's the Canucks 2 and the Flames 1 here in Calgary.
Welcome back to Calgary, where the visitors lead the Flames by a score of 2-1. Vancouver up a goal with a period to play. Here's the scoring summary of the second. All goals coming from there. Chris Higgins has us first from Bonino and Shinkaret. Nicholas Jensen has scored in back-to-back games. Bonino an assist there. Sean Monahan on the power play cut the lead in half. The assist going to Bennett and Giordano. See Lucas Abis, who just found out that one of his teammates doesn't like him, or I guess didn't like him. Derek Dorsett was ranking the players he hated playing against the most. Spiza made the top 5 list, mainly because he's a stick work artist. And Spiza said, I'm okay with that. I'll take that as a compliment. John?
He named him number 2 behind Chris Pronger. There's Brad Thiessen from Aldergrove, 28-year-old. Played in the BCHL for Penticton, Prince George, and Merritt. Was a Hobie Baker finalist at Northeastern. 5 career games with Pittsburgh a couple seasons ago. And he takes over for Jonas Hiller here to start the third period.
Hiller made some good saves, but not a whole lot of work. Had that Jensen shot go off his side from the goal line and go in. It's a battle for the backup for Calgary, and it's Ramo and Ortio, and then Thiessen will be depth in the minors.
Calgary on the power play saw Spiza in the box. Minute 10 to go in his penalty for interference. Canucks leading by a goal. Joachim Eriksson is in net for Vancouver. Took over for Eddie Lack midway through the second. with the Canucks up 1-0. Giordano in his own zone. Up ahead, Sam Bennett, who's been prominent in this hockey game throughout, had an assist on Calgary's only goal, the power play tally by Sean Monahan. Diaz with a drive, and he sent that one wide of the goal. Bo Horvat without his stick trying to defend, watching Diaz, who passes over to Giordano. Now Bennett with a wrist shot that ticked off the outside of the goal. Frank Corrado on the backhand able to clear the zone, and that allowed Horvat to get off the ice. Huskins clears, Kandari controls at center. Ahead to Bertzi. Gets a return pass and moves into the Vancouver zone on the left side. Nice feed in front. Oh, and that one off the outside of the post. On the chance down the right side for Bill Arnold. Didn't miss by much, but it stayed out and his Flames remained down a goal. Carter Banks hit at center. Puck forced over the Calgary line. Ryan Culkin dumps it around, and TJ Brodie takes control. Off the boards and out. That one's going to roll wide of the Vancouver goal, and it's an icing call against Calgary.
Calgary Flames, good puck movement. TJ Brodie gets the puck, moves it up quickly. Nice hard pass. And Barchi has it and throws it across to Arnold. He has to stop it first, and this gives Eriksson time to come across, and Arnold can't get it by him. That's a disadvantage of being a right-hand shot, taking that pass. Can't one-time it. Goaltender had time to react.
Here's Ryan Stanton at center, wristing a long one in on Thiessen. His first test from long range. Canucks have the rebound, centering pass. Richardson couldn't jam it on goal. And Ferland skates back for Calgary, backhanding the puck into the Vancouver zone. Agostino overskated it, comes in front. Richardson intercepts. Pass to the side to Henderson Carrick. He can't move out. Good work by the Flames to hold the puck in, but now it's sent down the ice by Tomernus. That'll be icing. And a face-off in the Vancouver zone.
John, American Horror Story begins its 4th season. Freak Show takes place in a carnival in the 1950s and premieres on FX Canada Wednesday, October 8th at 10. It is not available on Bell.
Monahan against Richardson, with the Canuck center winning that one. And the puck winds up going out of play off the glove of Dennis Wideman, so they'll face off outside the Vancouver blue line.
And that's one of the things that you look at the young guys for the Calgary Flames, and the young guys, Bo Horvat's doing okay in the faceoffs, but Brad Richardson, 10 for 15 after 2 periods, and you get a guy like Sam Bennett, who's had an absolutely great game, and he's 3 out of 13 coming into the 3rd period.
Another win for the Canucks there. That was Horvat drawing it back from Monahan. Yannick Hansen trying to move in. Checked by Kandari. Monahan controlling. Banks the puck around for Wideman. He flips one forward. This could be icing, and will be, as Negrin was able to turn and win the race to the hash marks with Sven Berchi.
Jannik Hansen, and you talk about bounce-back seasons for the Vancouver Canucks. Jannik Hansen would like to have a bounce-back season. John, I don't think he ever really knew what his role was last year. Good forechecker, great skater, but I think they wanted some goals out of him.
Here's a chance for Hansen, and that one was blocked.
Why did he ever knew really what he was supposed to do? He wasn't alone.
That one off Hansen's skate and in behind the Brody sends it around. Giordano ahead. Hathaway trying to move through center. Poke check by Huskins, and then Boma took a run at one of the Canucks, and he injured himself. Boma right in front of the camera. Well, might have hit his ribs on top of the boards. He was slow heading off and being checked out by the Calgary trainer. Nick Jensen trying to steal inside the Calgary blue line. Flames send the puck ahead. Stajan moves in. Drop pass, Giordano, wrist shot, he whipped it off the target. Puck ricochets all the way back to the Calgary blue line. 5 minutes into the third. Flames controlling in their own zone. They're 3 shots away from 30 in the hockey game. Canucks have had just 13. Tomernis deep in his own zone. Double team, but able to make a play to Horvat. He feathers one ahead to Cassian, who's through center and over the Calgary line. Zach Cassian stops, centers, intended for Tomernis. Tipped away by Brandon Bollig, who then played the puck around for Rafael Diaz. Ahead for Bill Arnold. Checked immediately by Nick Bonino, by Carter Banks. Flames get the puck ahead. Bollig plays it back. Now it's chipped to center. And Arnold on the backhand sends the puck in towards the Vancouver goal. Tomernis to Tom Sestito as we hit the 6-minute mark of the third. Banks throws a check, forces a turnover. Here's Cassian with room on the right wing. Cassian with a wrist shot, right pad saved by Thiessen, who appeared to lose his angle a bit there. There were some opens. Net on the far side, but he was able to make the save.
I don't think he expected the shot. Quick release by Zach Cassian.
Joachim Eriksson out of his net. Around for Sean Matthias. And onto the puck is Brad Richardson. Through center with Hunter Shinkaruk. Richardson in, he shoots in. Thiessen got a piece of that with a glove. Richardson from behind the goal. Matthias is in front. Here's Wideman trying to come up with a puck. Sent ahead to Ferland, who flips it into the Vancouver zone. Frank Corrado from center. Ships the puck into the Calgary zone. Giordano quickly sends it back out. Berchi's offside here, so he allows the Canucks to play the puck, and action continues. 7 minutes into the third period. Bo Horvat deep in his own zone. Chris Higgins takes his pass. Couldn't get it by TJ Brody. Now the Canucks are offside. But the Flames able to move the puck out. Here's Berchi. Giordano missed the net. And the puck all the way down. I don't think Eriksson got a piece of that.
No. Just fired it wide.
Couple attempts this period from similar spot. And Giordano missed on both. Here's Brody back in, challenging the defense. Puck knocked away. Bonino sends it ahead to Burrows. Bank pass to Jensen. And he tried to make a move and had the puck roll off his stick. Arnold deep in his own zone, ahead for David Jones, couldn't move it out. Canucks work to set up a chance. Jensen to Stanton. Had to play it on the backhand. Round to the corner, here's Alex Burrows, took a look, and that allowed Colton to close the gap and make the play. Puck still in the Calgary zone, though, and Stanton's going to move down from the right point. In deep for Bonino, centering pass, and he split the uprights with both Jensen and Tomernis in the area. Just about 8.5 into the third. A one-goal game. Something the Flames were very accustomed to last year. Played 49 one-goal games. And as you can imagine, didn't win the majority of them. Here's a centering pass. Spiza tried to get a shot through. That was blocked. Kassian after the puck. Spiza holds the line. Zach Kassian under pressure from Dennis Wideman. Back to Spiza. Long shot. Thiessen the same. Rebound comes to Matt Stajan. And the puck played over the Vancouver blue line. Corrado and Spiza a little slow to make a decision on it. But they're able to get it ahead. Not out. Held in by Diaz, who drove one wide of the goal. Kassian tips the puck forward. Sestito trying to get ahead and take a pass in the middle, but it was broken up nicely by Rafael Diaz. Lots of continuous action here. With 9.5 gone in the third. Lucas Spiza to Brad Richardson. Ahead to Sean Matthias. Pulkin trying to check in. Matthias after the puck behind the goal. Diaz watching as he gets it back to Huskins. Long shot deflected. Rebound. Score! Hunter Shinkaruk coming home and potting a goal, and he gives Vancouver a 3-1 lead.
Those 13 tickets were worth it.
Yeah. Happiness is.
Well, the offensive guys, and Hunter Shinkaruk's one of those where the puck follows them around. They know where to go. There's no doubt about that. You look at his goal on Tuesday, and this is quite similar. He knows where to go. He gets his body between the defender and the puck, off the goaltender, and you can see his positioning is very good again. Body between the defender and the puck, and he's right there. And he talked about the extra time he had in rehab from the hip surgery and how he was more ready for camp than he's ever been in his life, and he's showing why.
Canucks with another chance here. Negrin shot it wide of the goal. See the replay. Shinkaruk wound up actually having to tip that one out of midair after the original deflection was stopped and played it across to himself before batting it into the goal.
First goal, preseason.
Hunter Shinkaruk, one of 2 Canucks to play all 6 preseason games last year. And he's now up to 6 points in 8 preseason NHL games, John, which for a team that was second last in NHL scoring last year has to resonate ever so slightly at least.
I'm with you. Canucks have about 3 spots for extra guys.
You think it's enough?
I think so. Even guys who don't dress, I'm saying. But to have the guys around, and then you can put them in. If you're not scoring goals, you put guys who can score goals in.
Play blown down here for a hand pass. We'll take a break. Hunter Shinkaruk coming home. Used to skate on this ice as a wee little tot, and now he's got one in front of the hometown fans.
Canucks 5-game packs are the best way to buy tickets to regular season games before the single games go on sale. Secure your tickets early and get the games you want. Select from a menu of packs, each including highly popular matchups. 5-game packs won't be around for long, so act now and get yours today. Visit Canucks.com/5-game packs for more details.
Face-off win for Bill Arnold. The Flames down 2 now. Second time in the game they've trailed by a pair. Nick Jensen trying to move the puck out, couldn't do it, gets another chance. And that one winds up in the Vancouver bench. There'll be a face-off in the Canucks zone with 8:40 to go in the third.
Vancouver Canucks with their lineup, they had split squad, and there's a VA rule that you have to have 2 days off during training camp, even though the training camp is only 21 days.
There we go.
So the Canucks had...
When I played...
We had 6 weeks training camp, but Canucks had their day off yesterday, and now the lineup, and there's 4 defensemen playing their first exhibition game in this one, and it shows.
You're saying Bill LaForge's gauntlet drill wouldn't fly these days?
No.
Giordano with a shot. Erickson the same. Rebound winds up out at center. Stajan takes a lead pass, chops the puck in off the glove of Spiza, trickles through to Joachim Eriksson, who'll cover that one for a face-off.
Calgary Flames have played very well, and shots on goal are at 28-18. The Canucks have been much better here in the third. They've had the puck in deeper and a little pressure, but the Flames came out, and Eddie Lack was absolutely fantastic in his half of the game. Lance Boma's been good. He missed the penalty shot. He only scored 5 goals last year, but Boma led the team in hits.
Was shaken up on an attempted hit earlier this period. Going at Jensen at center, wound up crashing into the boards himself. Here's Ryan Stanton poking the puck across. Tomarnis ahead to Banks. Bumped by Bennett, but able to get the puck in behind the goal. Now gathers it in the corner. Trying to lead for Tom Sestito. Penalty coming up here. A hooking call. We'll sort it out when we return. Looks like the Canucks to the power play when we come back to Calgary, already leading 3-1.
Nick Bonino's finding out you get recognized more in Vancouver than Anaheim. He got preferential treatment at the Apple Store, jumped the queue. But in Whistler, Aaron Drive hit a guy's house. He went to find it. The guy said, "I hope you're a better hockey player than you are a golfer." And the dude was serious. Bonino's like, "This is the first bad drive I hit all day. I shot 80.
He is a good golfer. His team won the Jake Milford. I think Murph said earlier, if I heard him right, that it was a 1-iron. And if that's true, that alone tells you he's a good golfer, because who carries a 1-iron anymore? Canucks on the power play. Ryan Culkin is off for hooking. Vancouver's 4th attempt, still looking for the first power play goal of the preseason. 0 for 4 against Anaheim, 0 for 3 in this one, albeit with very different looking, or pardon me, San Jose, albeit with very different looking lineups.
But the Chris Higgins goal, technically.
Yeah. Felt like that. There's Cassian, back to Spiza, rolling puck. Pass to Vino, who settles, gives it back to Spiza. They play catch again, and once more. Now they'll let Higgins play. To Spiza, one-timer, tipped by Burrows. Might have been a high stick as he pulled it back towards the goal, and a nice save there by Thiessen. Sam Bennett onto the puck, and he skates to center shorthanded. Nice move to the inside. Bennett, wrist shot stopped by Eriksson. Doesn't want to cover, but he's going to have to with Dennis Wideman right there.
Alex Burrows has had a couple of chances in this game. This time, net front presence. That would have been closed. Tips it back, and the goaltender Brad Thiessen makes a good save. Well, that was okay.
Yep.
Would have been all right.
Bennett a shot at the other end after Burrows' chance, and Sam Bennett's now up to 7 shots in the hockey game. 1 assist to show for his efforts. Monahan off the draw, back to the blue line. Diaz, checked by Shinkaruk, who couldn't quite catch up to that puck. But now he gets it back into his own zone. Canucks control with 35 seconds to go in their power play. Stanton gains center and wrists the puck into the Calgary end. Richardson onto it behind the goal. Back to Stanton. Corrado at the right point. Canucks spreading it out. Stanton tried a shot off the stick of Monahan and over the glass with 13 seconds to go in the penalty to Ryan Culkin.
Ryan Stanton was hit by Darren Archibald in Whistler in the early part of training camp. One of the parts of the helmet drove into his head, and his head swelled up, a little bit woozy, but it was a swelling. He couldn't get the helmet on the next day, and so couldn't skate.
There's a chance in front. Shot wide by Horvat off a nice setup. A blind pass from Nick Jensen. Penalty just about over. Jensen curls to the middle. Pass to the side. Horvat tried to fire back for Tomarnis. Here's Culkin out of the box trying to catch up with the puck. He's got teammates with him, but just plays the puck into the corner. Canucks with 1 shot on that power play. But they take 2 more minutes off the clock. When you're talking wins and losses, perhaps more importantly. Jensen clears, 5.5 to go in the third. And the Canucks leading by 2. Giordano flips one in front. A swing and a miss for Sven Berchi. Shinkarik gets the puck out. Horvat gives chase at center, but Giordano's there first. Pass to Brody. Taken away by Shinkarik, who drops back to John Negrin. 5 minutes to go. And Matthias deflects the puck into the Calgary zone. Weidman falls down while checking Brad Richardson. Giordano able to shovel the puck along for David Jones. And he passes back behind the goal to Giordano. Long feet ahead, Jones trying to catch up. Negrin takes the puck away and gives it to Kent Huskins. Leaping to knock that one away was Monahan. Richardson able to pick it up, but the Canucks offside, and we'll take our last break with just over 4.5 to go, and the Canucks leading 3-1 in Calgary. Seattle losing to the Mariners 7-5 today. They open a new series tomorrow. Orioles, Blue Jays, coverage starts at 3:30 Pacific.
Well, here, now I'll talk. Okay, only one shot in the power play. This doesn't count as a shot, but what a chance. Bo Horvat tries to go high blocker side over the crossbar. Jannik Hansen with his best play of the night, and Nick Jensen, who has had a very good game with the line pass.
Here's Zach Kassian.
How about Mark Burley in his last start? 1-0 shutout win.
That after two absolute blowouts, and all of a sudden they play a 1-0 game. 4 minutes to go in this one. 3-1 Canucks. Setaguchi fights off a check, gets to center, and backhands the puck into the Vancouver zone. Tom Sestito gets it just outside the line. Sam Bennett waits for Setaguchi to tag up before moving back in. He takes on Huskins, did well to angle him off. Now a wraparound attempt by Setaguchi, stopped by Eriksson, and able to grab the puck at the side and get the stoppage in play.
Well, Sam Bennett, if we were picking the stars tonight, Sam Bennett would be one of my stars for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's just had his skill set on display right from the start of the game. And Ken Huskins, he gives him the inside-outside. It worked in the first period. He dragged it right through his skates and had a chance on Eddie Lack. This time Huskins stayed with him, pushed him outside.
Frank Corrado rushes to center. Boma tried to hit him as he backhanded the puck. 14.5 minutes of ice time for Bennett. He's got 7 shots and an assist. Couldn't pick up that pass at center. Canucks retake control. Frank Corrado looks up ice. Rick Wide to Nick Bonino. Brody over to meet him. And takes the puck away. Dangerous pass to Giordano, but got away with it. Bennett at center. Cross to Boma. Now Bennett drags. Stripped of the puck from behind by Bonino, who calmly chips it back into the Calgary zone. 3 minutes to go. And Boma takes the lead pass. Stanton over to greet him. Stanton from the corner ahead to Jannik Hansen. Long wrister, and gloving that is Thiessen. He'll hang on for the whistle.
You wonder about the lineups tomorrow night. Will we see Ryan Miller tomorrow? I would assume so.
Sedin's Rabada back here.
Probably as a line.
For Calgary, Johnny Gaudreau, you would hope.
Curtis Wentcross.
I'm hoping. Chris Higgins spins out of the corner. One-time Calgary flank. Puck taken away. Stajan had his pass at center blocked. And now Hansen ahead to Higgins, trying to get behind the defense. Kundari chasing. Higgins in on goal. Left pad save by Thiessen. As Higgins trying to drag him to the right, beat him to the other side. Thiessen heading to the bench now. Flames pull the goalie with just over 2 minutes left. Down a couple, and they'll get an offensive zone face-off here as that puck went out of play off of Vancouver's stick.
Down by 2. Getting back to Johnny Gaudreau, his skills, and we heard Eric Francis talking about Sam Bennett's chances of making the team and Gaudreau's chances. Gaudreau's are better. The prospect camp, the goal of the camp, was probably Johnny Gaudreau.
Right.
And okay, that's different skill set of the defense, but is that good.
He's averaging a goal a game in his NHL career. Debuted against the Canucks in the season finale last year, scored the only goal for Calgary in a 5-1 loss. Brad Richardson waved out of this face-off. Mathiasen to take it against Monahan. 6 attackers for the Flames, down a pair. Long shot by Kulkin, deflected! And an acrobatic reaction save by Joachim Eriksson. Canucks able to clear the zone. Eriksson falling down, tracked that puck. It was fluttering over him, but able to knock it away with a glove. Minute 45 to go. Flames crashing in on the forecheck and work the puck back to Kulkin. Ryan Kulkin to Setaguchi, one time going wide of the goal. Pass back, Diaz into the corner. Centering pass, Arnold couldn't get the shot through, and the Canucks clear again. Minute 20 to go. Calgary down 2. Needing to hurry. David Jones to Monahan. Back to Weidman. That shot went off Brad Richardson, sticking wide. Diaz in deep. Leaves in the corner for Jones. David Jones back to Arnold. Right point, Weidman. Final minute, third period. Canucks 3, the Flames 1. Monahan risks one towards the goal, and that was blocked by Ryan Stanton. Sent near side. Diaz with a shot. Hit the post! Flames have had a couple pings in this game. And still trailing by 2 as the Canucks get the puck out. 35 seconds left. Monahan's been out there a while. Leaves for Kandari, who plays chip and charge into the Vancouver zone. There was a big hit on Huskins. Puck comes in front. Taken away and cleared. And the Flames, it would appear, going to run out of time. 15 seconds to go, needing 2. Staging ahead to Bennett. Berchi onto the puck, sends it in front. Jensen intercepts. He'll get it out. And round 1 of this back-to-back series between the Canucks and the Flames will go to Vancouver. Despite being outshot 31-23, Canucks behind the goaltending of Eriksson and Lack get a 3-1 win.
Well, in particular, Eddie Lack in this game kept the Canucks in it when they were being outshot so badly and outchanced so badly. Calgary Flames really did deserve a better fate in this one, but they can sure take great pleasure in watching Sam Bennett in his debut in a Calgary Flames uniform here at the Saddledome.
Canucks celebrate the win, 2-1 in the preseason now after splitting the split squad games with San Jose. These two teams again tomorrow, but John, the Canucks got stronger as the game went on. It was a tough first half, but they got better with time moving forward. We're back at it tomorrow, hoping you can join us 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 Eastern. Canucks and the Flames on Sportsnet 1. This one goes Vancouver's way. Flames will look for revenge tomorrow with the 3-1 final here in Calgary. Good night, everybody.